2 on Wizard's Adventures knives. There, I'm just going to finish up. There. Like I was saying before, I showed you right at the end of the last video, I showed you the defensive ones. Survival. And they're defensive around town. It's a nice short blade. It's legal in most places to carry on you. Before you go off buy one, check with your local law. There, see if you're allowed, what the blade length is, or even if you're allowed to carry one on for defense. There, and I was just about to go onto there to say, like for your hunting knives, and use these. And more like there, the better knife is this one, because you can use it for defense. But only one downfall with this, like if you tip it upside down and you walking, your knives could fall out because there's no strap holding them in. This one has a strap holding it in, so there's no way it'll fall out. Same with this one. This one just clips onto your belt, comes off, or you stick into your pocket. There. It's a good knife, good steel, stainless steel, good overall knife. For now, I'm going to hold up a knife, rate them 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And I'm going to rate it for each one: survival, defensive, hunting. I'm going to start off with this one. Survival, for Lost in the Bush, I rate this one at 7. Because, nope, let's make that 6. Because it's a little knife there, light, has different type of tools you can use. Defensive, a 2. And here's my reason for it. Blade's weak. They're slow to get out. It's no good for defensive. Hunting, a 3. You can do an ammo with it, but it'll take a long time to do it. The blade's weak. You're most likely to break your blade off. There, okay. Moving on to your next knife. This one. Starting off with survival. I rate it at 7 or an 8, because it's a good knife. You can use it to make other weapons, and it's fast. Defensive, for around town, there, a 9, because it's fast, folds up, small, lightweight. Fast, short enough, most likely legal in most places. Remember, check the law. If you're allowed to carry them in town where you live. Some places, most places allow. There may be places out there that don't allow you to carry a knife on you for self-defense reasons. In the bush, self-defense in the bush. There, I'll give it maybe an 8. There, because the blade's a little short, might not reach the vitals as easy, but if you can get into your jugular veins, cut those jugular veins with this. That's where it will come handy, but you can't get into the heart. Okay, hunting, an 8, because it's good. You can get a deer done with this. A good strong steel, it'll hold an edge, and be able to get a deer cleaned out good. Small, you can get into the small places underneath the gut bag. Could work better than the other ones. All depends on what you're using. If you're never used knife, hunt for hunting, never cleaned a deer before, and you're just going to start, I'll recommend a different knife. I wouldn't use these. It'd be easy to cut a gut bag with if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, moving on. This knife, Survival. Out lost in the bush type of survival. 10. No, let's do an 8 because the steel. If it was a good steel that will hold an edge, I would say a 10 because it's bad steel and won't hold an edge. I say an 8, but it'll take an edge good. It'll hold it long enough. Get what you're doing done, and maybe with one or two sharpenings in between, depends how long it's taken you to get that job done. And self-defense in the bush, I'll give it a 7.5 because it's long enough blade. You can get down into those vitals, or you can get into those. They're good enough damage to the animal to likely kill it. Remember, if you have to fight a cougar with this, you're in there a fight to the death. With any knife, fighting an animal with a knife, your chances are better with a knife in your hand against an animal than with no knife. But still, remember, by sticking with the knife, you miss those vitals, and if you lose that knife, that bear or cougar might likely be more angry at you for being more angry. Make sure you're not going to drop the knife. Practice with the knife. Practice there on a sandbag. Just get a cheap knife with long enough blade. Get maybe a decoy for one of those 3D targets there on for a bear. Just practice, learn where those vitals are, or just a sandbag there with a picture. There, just practice your motion. Practice makes perfect, because you want to make sure those shots you're going to make on the animal. If you have to fight an animal, I'm not saying you will be. I don't recommend go out looking for a fight with an animal, but just in case. There, just in case you have to have a knife. I always carry a knife on with me out in the bush. Even better, a gun. But I'm not talking about guns in this one, so I'm talking about knives. It's defensive for an animal. It's okay, but make sure you always keep it sharp. So if you have to use it, you can. It'll be sharp where you can. I'm looking for a new stone for this right now. I need one for this knife, just in case I'm ever in the bush and I need to sharpen this knife. I'm not going to carry around a big sharpening stone. I got one in there I always carry with me. It's okay. It's a diamond stone that I use for sharpening my gut hook. Okay. Wait, I didn't rate this. Okay. Defensive in town. 1. This knife will suck in town, unless if it's legal. If it's legal in your town, it's a perfect knife. Now, I'll just give it a 4 for this. In case in some of your areas it's legal for you to carry this type of knife with you for self-defense. But most likely, your place there won't allow it because the blade's long enough to go into a guy's heart. The law is 4 inches the most. So if you stab someone, it happens fighting again, knife fight, stab someone, it won't be long enough to do enough damage to the vitals. That's why these knives, short blade knives, are legal in most places to carry around in a town. Or this one, like this one, I measured this blade. It's a 5-inch. Just 1 inch longer than legal. I've heard it's 6, but 4, I heard 4 from more people, so I'm going with 4 inches. This one, rate it a hunting knife. 9. Let's say 10, best. Good knife for 10 for hunting, because has good sharp steel. You can be able to cut the stomach there and up in there, the skin there on above top of the stomach.